Well, hello.
Good afternoon to everyone and to you.
How are you? How blue? Very blue of
We
you.
are blue and we didn't even talk about this.
Mr. Blue.
Whoa.
Oh, it's throwback. You know, we
Very
we
old throw.
we we kind of jump into that stuff from
Very old.
time to time. Uh,
We're dating ourselves.
well,
It's
most
more yours than mine.
well, a lot of people that follow us probably thought, "Oh, I love that song. Who did I'm Mr. Blue? Was that Bobby V or Bobby Vinton? One of those."
Yeah, one of the Bobbies.
That one of the Bobbies. So wait, glad to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. Uh, we are talking about. It was interesting when I said, "What do you want to talk about?" And you said
I jumped right in there.
thrift store no-nos, and I thought, you know, that's kind of a cool thing to talk about because people, especially in today's economy right now, I think a lot of people are saying, I think I'm going to go check out the local thrift stores
Right.
because those few dollars that I still have, I can maybe stretch a little
That's
further
fine.
at a
That's
thrift
fine.
store.
But there are things that you don't think of that, like, even when we buy something new, it's like if you buy a t-shirt or I don't care. Anything that you're going to wear on your body.
I do a lot of that.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. But I have to remind you that I need to wash them before you wear it
Well,
because it's been
you do that with
sitting.
new goods. When you
I,
order something brand new,
yes, I'm
you
saying you
usually
need to
wash it.
do it with new or used. Anything you buy as far as clothing, linens, any of that, it has to be washed. And some people don't think about it, and some people think, oh, it's new, it's been in the package for a long time, but you don't know where it was before it was in the package either.
Do you know when you donate clothing
Hmm.
to a thrift store or
Hmm.
to,
Hmm.
one of these drop-off places, Goodwill, whatever,
Hmm.
do you know if it's their policy? Do they take clothing and all and do they wash it before they put it out on a rack?
You're kidding, right? No, they don't. They
Really?
don't, and that's why a lot of the thrift stores, especially the upscale ones, ask you to dry clean it or make sure you wash it. They won't take anything in with spots. The better.
Well, they always advertise your gently worn
Right, right. But no,
merchandise or
nobody, no,
gently used.
no, no.
That's interesting because I can understand if you donate bed linens, blankets and things like that that the giver I would think doesn't always say I'm going to wash this before I donate it.
That's why it's on the list of no-nos to buy. Uh,
Just for thrift
Yeah,
stores.
yeah. Anything, pillows, bedspreads, linens, what else do we got? Pet beds,
Well,
anything, even an
certainly
upholstered headboard. You don't wear
mattresses,
that,
yeah, mattresses too.
but mattresses, upholstered headboards, I said pillows. Um, Now rain boots is different. That was on a list. And that's because they just might be outdated and so they're going to leak probably.
Well, and
Um,
you bring up a good point. A lot of times people will donate shoes,
mhm.
and I can understand if it's like running type shoes. You can generally take the insole out, and the person that buys it can put a new insole in. But like dress shoes, somebody could have been wearing dress shoes for 3, 4, 5 years, and
Or 10 years.
you can't really clean the inside of it.
No, you could
Now,
spray
you
it.
could spray the inside
Right,
of it,
right,
yes.
right.
So I guess it's the old phrase buyer beware, but
Mhm.
you have to be pretty savvy if you're going to go shop in a thrift store.
Well, that's what one of the number one no-nos is never wear thrifted clothes or linens, used linens straight off the rack without a hot wash or sanitation. Um,
That makes sense.
Avoid shoes molded to somebody else's foot, which can cause foot pain or hidden fungal spores. No bathing suits. Do not buy a bathing suit. I wouldn't
Under any circumstances,
under any, yeah,
unless it's
under
got the
any.
original tag. maybe, and somebody bought it and it just,
Right. If it's got the original tag, I would still wash it.
yeah.
But yeah, as far as but pillows and mattresses, dust mites. You can't see those. Um,
But
what else do we have?
you bring up a good point because they're an awful, right now we're talking about kids going back to school and the economy is
Hmm.
really tough.
Right.
And so there's probably a lot of moms out there that say, well, my kid needs stuff to go back to school. So I might as well go to a thrift store
That's
because I
right.
can buy a lot more. So they're buying used clothing, they're buying used backpacks, they're buying, used
So any of
whatever
that,
for the
you
kids.
can wash it. You can wash t-shirts,
But you have to be
shorts.
very, very aware of, and I would say, like you, really, look over the goods before you buy it to make sure if there's, threads that are starting to come apart and it's
Yeah,
going to
that's
end up being an issue, then maybe
right.
maybe pass it by.
What else? You know what else they said? Safety gear, like the helmets. Helmets, they say every 3 to 5 years they are updated with new safety standards.
Yeah.
So don't bother getting a helmet, which I just never even thought of.
And all children, going back to the kids going back to school, if these kids are going back to school and maybe they need a bicycle, well, it's okay
Well,
to
that's
maybe buy a used
right.
bicycle, but if you're going to get the child has to have a helmet,
Hmm.
and to buy a used helmet that could potentially lead to lice or something,
You just don't
you
know.
may be better off buying a used bicycle and getting a brand
Brand new
new
helmet.
helmet for your child. Yeah,
Right.
that makes
What
that makes
about
sense.
would you buy frying pans or utensils secondhand?
Well, here again, if you could take frying pans and dishes and utensils and put them in a dishwasher and wash them really good, could they still work?
Well, the utensils might be fine if you hot wash them with a lot of soap and everything, but the frying pans could have lead. It could have
Because of the
particles that are coming apart that you don't realize. The
and
coatings.
generally it's the breakdown of the coatings
Right.
that leads people
Right.
to put those things in
Right.
a bag to donate.
Right. Right. What about a slow cooker? You love slow cookers.
Yeah, I do.
We use a slow cooker.
Yeah.
Would you buy one?
A used slow cooker?
Yeah.
I probably would
But
because
mhm.
the slow cooker usually has a ceramic insert,
Mhm.
and it's the ceramic insert that you just decide you want a larger slow cooker or so. But ceramic doesn't really break down,
That's not the
does it?
problem. The problem is, how do you know it works? Are you going to stand the slow cooker takes a long time to heat up and to cook, hours and hours. Are you standing there or can you find a plug in the store to plug it in?
I guess you have to hope that the person that donated it didn't donate it because it had a frayed wire and could potentially be
They say that's a
a fire
no-no.
hazard.
They wouldn't do that.
Boy,
Stuffed animals, we know. Also dirty,
especially for babies.
not
Yeah,
good, not
buy
good.
it buy a brand new.
But yeah, no slow cookers, no
Uh,
pet beds.
I think there was something on your list about car seats
Cars, yes, you're right.
that people with small children
Hmm.
figure, well, I'll go get a used car
Correct.
seat, but the safety standards change
Hmm.
every so many years for the car seats, and so when your last child is grown up and doesn't need a
Hmm.
car seat anymore, people will generally donate the car seats.
And the strollers. Those are expensive,
Yeah.
but they're saying no, those are also updated.
But now, aren't there strollers that you can buy a used stroller that has a padding or whatever that's interchangeable? You can get a new padding for
Yes,
it.
it's not necessarily the padding as much as is it the brake system or the steering, the
The
steering.
more you say, the more I'm thinking, I never,
Yeah,
you're right. You never think about that.
yeah.
So, while thrift stores serve a purpose, very often those thrift stores are selling donated product in order
Hmm.
to raise money
Hmm.
for the nonprofit that they represent. That sometimes you have to be very cautious. I would think that there are government agencies that would be overseeing thrift stores to make sure that they weren't selling and reselling damaged, suspect goods to the public.
First of all, I think there's too many of them
Well,
to keep an eye out for
well,
them. That's number one.
now a lot of nonprofits have them in order
Yeah, and how would the
to raise
nonprofits
money.
succeed? But even look at all the times we have said, "Oh, we just need an extra chair for like the guest room or
You
a
know,
chair for
an end
outside."
table or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, on the couches or the upholstered chairs. Because between 1984 and 2010, those have different fire retardants in them. So anything since 2010 is okay if you can guarantee that's when it's made.
There was a,
But the earlier ones can go up in flames.
I remember there was a big thing about children's pajamas
Yes, that's
for
right.
years and years
That's
and years
right.
about the
That's
fire
right.
retardants that's new.
Mm-hmm.
I guess a rule of thumb for people to think about is that if it's wearable,
Mm-hmm.
be very careful, especially for children and everything, that it might be worth it to find a discount store that sells brand new goods at a lower price, like some of the big box stores, rather than going to the thrift store. I can understand going to a thrift store because your kid needs a new backpack to carry
Mm-hmm.
their stuff to school.
Mm-hmm.
They need a scooter to get to school. They
Mm-hmm.
need a bicycle.
But the little kids, they grow so fast.
Yeah.
But I understand parents, they say, let's go to the thrift store, let's get you a pair of shorts or a couple of t-shirts so we don't have to spend that
But you can go to the big
$20.
box stores and do that too. I mean, there are those large stores that you walk in and you can find shorts and t-shirts and
For a
things.
dollar or two.
Well, not for a dollar.
And that's what you're
You're
getting at a
at
thrift
a thrift
store.
store. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
You just have to be careful. You have to be very discriminating on what you buy, and you have to look it over, which I've always done
yeah.
anyway.
I mean, we've gone to consignment stores,
Hmm.
secondhand stores and everything, looking for like artwork,
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
display pieces and everything. And sometimes that's where, and still, you will always bring it home if you find something, and you will wipe it down and clean it,
I will.
the surface of it. But if you just need another little end table or something to put something on, the cost of a new one could be,
Couple $100.
yeah, but you go to a secondhand consignment store or something, and sometimes you can find. I guess discrimination is the best word,
Well,
to know how to be discriminating and know what to look for.
there was a really good consignment store in Florida, in the Keys when we were living there, and I would go there a lot. And a friend of mine went and found a little wooden side table,
Hmm.
and she just loved it. It was hand painted. It was great.
Had termites,
Yeah. Yeah, she looked at it. I mean, she looked it all over,
but
but she didn't realize when she got home and she had it for a while.
something was eating away at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And well, as soon as you mentioned Florida,
Yeah, that was a
a
giveaway.
huge problem that we had down there with subterranean termite.
Yeah.
But that's probably why the previous owner got rid of it, is because they knew it had termites, but they said, well, instead of throwing it away or
I
putting it in a
don't know.
fireplace, I'll donate it.
I don't know if they knew.
Yeah.
Termites are not the easiest things to see all the
Oh,
time.
you're absolutely right.
So, but anyway, just a little food for thought when you're going shopping for the kids for the new school year or for yourself, or you're
Yeah.
moving and you're going to spend a lot of money, which I can't say is I blame you at all.
Well,
So you go to the thrift store
and
or
be
secondhand store.
Yeah, be selective
Yeah.
in the thrift stores that you go to. If it's just a place that's down on the corner, or you could say the same thing probably about yard sales, that there are a lot
Yes.
of people that
Garage
put,
sales.
yeah, yard sales and garage
Mhm.
sales
Mhm.
and all that they just want to get rid of stuff.
Right.
And it's dirty, it's unwashed. Who cares? You can have it three for $1 or whatever.
Can. I mean, you can get some really good buys like that and fix it up, and
But you got to know what to
you
look
have
for.
to, yes, you do.
Yeah.
You do.
So be discriminating and let all your friends know that you learned about it right here on Opposite Saxes. Because we are a wealth of information
Oh
and
yeah.
knowledge
Yeah. We're just so
for
smart.
you. Yeah, we research this stuff. So do your due diligence and come back and see us again next week, okay? Because
Bye, everybody.
we'll be here.